In this video, I'm going to introduce you to the incredible power of ChatGPT. This is artificial intelligence that actually brings the world of productivity and creativity right to you. And I want you to know that this module, I've designed it with beginners in mind, people that don't have to have any technology background. I want to give you a solid understanding of how ChatGPT works and how you can use it in your daily life. So here we go. We're going to start with these learning objectives. The first thing that we're going to do in this video is create your free ChatGPT account. You're going to learn how to set up your account. Then we're going to talk about the basic navigation of the dashboard and where you'll find the correct places to input your prompts and receive the information that is generated by ChatGPT. We're going to do a little bit of insight into what is ChatGPT, how is it different from artificial intelligence, what does it mean, and we're going to explore some of the key features and capabilities of the software. Then we're going to begin to ask ChatGPT to chat with us. We're going to have a Getting Started series on your first questions that you receive and the first answers that ChatGPT produces for you. Then I'm going to share 21 use cases for how you can actually use ChatGPT in your personal and business life on a daily basis. So with all of that said, let's just dive in. Lesson 1, we're going to talk about creating your free ChatGPT account. So I want you to go to the ChatGPT website, which is chat.openai.com. You're going to click on the sign up button to create a new account. You enter your email address and create a strong password. Then ChatGPT is going to email a verification email, and you're going to click on the verification link to verify your email. And once your account is verified, you can go back and log in to ChatGPT using your email and password. Let's take a look at how that process works. So I want you to open a browser, and I want you to type in chat.openai, and OpenAI is the company that created ChatGPT. Click enter. So let's take a look at what it's like to sign in. I'm going to get you to go ahead and go to chat.openai.com, and you're going to see a screen that says log in or sign up. You're going to click on sign up. Now, I already have an account with ChatGPT, but you're going to create your account, and they've put a notice here that your phone verification may be required for sign up. So that is a normal part of the sign up process. So you're going to go ahead and enter your email address, set up a password, and once that's done, you're going to come back to the login screen and actually sign in to your device. One of the things that you may bump into is that I'm coming in on a incognito window, is that it may ask for further verification. And that can happen almost any time that you're coming into a new browser. So you can either use a authentication program like Google Authenticator, or you can try another method where you can ask them to send you an email to click on. I'm going to go ahead and verify mine via a Google Authenticator, and I'm going to enter my one-time code 912655. Whoop, it's going to time out on me. Let me try again. 199177. So be prepared that you may have to log in with some additional security protocols. When you log in, you're going to see some windows that just give some safeguards. First thing is that they're constantly looking for external feedback so that they can improve their systems. And the second thing is they're making clear disclaimers that while we have safeguards in place, the ChatGPT system may occasionally generate incorrect or misleading information and produce offensive or biased content. And because you can ask it anything, beware that it's not intended to give advice. For example, it's not intended to give legal or medical or any type of advice to you. It is simply a conversational platform. They do collect data, and so I want to share that conversations may be reviewed by AI trainers. It then goes on and says, please don't share any sensitive information in your conversations. That's always a good practice. And then they do need feedback from you. ChatGPT learns and is trained by people that are even using the system. It learns from mistakes that it made. So they've said in here that the system is optimized for dialogue. You truly will just have a conversation with the software, but it is helpful for them to know if when ChatGPT answers something, if the response was good, there's going to be an icon on the right side of that. If you choose to, you can give the response, a good response, a thumbs up, or you can give a bad response that was unhelpful, a thumbs down, and the system will continue to learn. They're also encouraging people to go to their Discord server, which is simply an internal area for basically technology people to talk, but you're welcome to share your feedback there as well. Once you've gone through those pieces, you're going to come into a dashboard that looks something like this. Now, I'm a paid subscriber, and at this point for my ChatGPT Plus account, I think I'm paying $20 a month, but that easily could change. Your screen will look slightly different. I'm also getting a message that Browse with Bing has been turned off, which is fine. I'm going to just dismiss that. Now that you're logged in, I'd like to give you a bit of a, here's how you navigate the system. You'll see a button that says ChatGPT 3.5, which is the free version. And if you're a plus version, you might see ChatGPT 4. We're not going to be talking about the plus version. We'll be just simply talking about the 3.5, which is a version of the software. You'll see a blank canvas here. This is just the dashboard. This, where it says send a message, is your text input area. And this is how you will send the messages, with either the enter key or by clicking the arrow. The left sidebar is called the chat history area. This is where you can review any of the previous chats that you've saved. At the top, you'll see new chat. So when you want to start a new chat, you'll just click here. This button either hides the sidebar or shows the sidebar. So if your sidebar goes away, you can just click on that, show the sidebar. Your chats will show from recent to the farthest, the ones that you've done earlier by date. So it goes from newest to latest. At the bottom left, you're going to see your email address, and the 3 dots, you'll have access to 4 areas. The first one is clear conversations, which I keep my conversations. The second one is your plan, so you can look and see if you're on a free plan or a paid plan. The third one is help and FAQ, and it is a good idea to read documentation from any platform that you do. And this is where you'll find what is ChatGPT, how is the plus model different, and just basic questions. But even the way they ask things and answer them, let me blow this up. What is ChatGPT? Well, I understand the first one. How much does it cost? Well, this research preview is free to use. But when they go into how does it work, that it's a fine-tuned from GPT 3.5, a language model, on and on and on, we're going to come up with something a whole lot easier to understand how it works. But I would encourage you to go through and look and read through the FAQ section. Why does the artificial intelligence seem so real and lifelike? Can you trust that it's telling me the truth? And the answer is no, probably not. Who views my conversation? Will the conversations be used for training? Yes. Can you delete my data? Yes. Can you delete specific prompts? No, we're not able to delete prompts from you. So you're going to want to look through these and make sure that you agree to the terms of what you have privacy over. One of the things that I do want to highlight is, why did ChatGPT give me an answer that's not related to my question? At this point, ChatGPT, the artificial intelligence, it's a large language module that is trained by going out into the internet and gathering information, but it is not perfected yet. So ChatGPT will occasionally make up facts. It'll answer questions wrong, and they call it hallucinating outputs. So sometimes ChatGPT just randomly makes things up. And so if that happens, if you get an answer that is unrelated, ask the question a second time, potentially ask it in a little different phrasing. And when you get an incorrect answer, be sure to give the system feedback by clicking on the thumbs down button. So all of these things are important to review and take a look at. And that's under your settings, down in the bottom left, the three buttons, help and FAQ. Under your settings, depending on which platform you're on, either the free or the paid, you do have the ability to change the theme. So the theme can be either dark view, where the background is dark, or your dashboard theme can be light. I'm actually going to choose the dark theme for this, simply because I think it's easier to read as I'm sharing my screen. So I've now set my navigation to dark. This is the simple dashboard. Just as a review, you'll see ChatGPT 3.5. You'll see the text input box. On the left is your chat history. This is where you can go through and look at your old chats and pull it back up. To start a new chat, you'll click on the new chat plus button. To hide the sidebar, you click hide sidebar. To reveal the sidebar, you click there. All of your settings and profile are in the bottom left, which you can access through the three dots, and you can even log out should you want to. So now, up to this point, you've seen just a few pieces of what ChatGPT will do. So back to our learning objectives, you've now created your free account. I've shown you some of the basic navigation, and now it's time to understand, what is ChatGPT? What are some of the key features and capabilities, and how can you start using it? So let's head back to the dashboard, and I'm going to walk you step by step regarding how you can begin to use ChatGPT. And now it's time to put in your first conversation, or you may call it a chat. When you first start, you have a blank dashboard. And so the very first thing that I'm going to ask it as a conversation is, what is, this is a great way to get started, what is ChatGPT? And so we'll see what it answers. And this is a new piece too. If you want to share a chat, you can do that here. I'm not sure if it requires a paid version. It may not be available on yours yet, but it will come at some point where you can share yours. I can. So looking at the first conversation, what is ChatGPT? Now, ChatGPT is a conversational platform which will speak to you in the same way that you prompt it. And so what I mean by prompt is, I asked a question, which is considered a prompt. And it gave me a response, and you can tell that it's a response from ChatGPT because it has the icon of ChatGPT. So anytime you see my picture or your picture, this is the person that's prompting or asking the question. And beside the logo of ChatGPT, this is where the answer will be presented. So I asked, what is ChatGPT? And it gave me this answer. ChatGPT is an artificial intelligence-based conversational agent that was developed by the company OpenAI. It is powered through GPT 3.5 architecture, which stands for the GPT Generative Pre-trained Transformer. Now, you can tell that by asking what is ChatGPT, it gives you a very, I don't know what you call, concrete answer. And that's not super helpful to me. So let's see how we can make this conversation a bit better. I'm going to again go down into the text input, and I'm going to type the same question. What is ChatGPT? And I'm going to put a question mark, and I'm going to say, because it's like I'm talking to it. The answer above, you shared above, is too technical for me to understand. Please try again. What is ChatGPT? Please explain this to me as if I were 10. Now, what we're doing in the prompt or in the input box is that we are clarifying how we want to be spoken to. So we're asking a question, what is ChatGPT? In the text input, we are putting in a prompt. And instead of just giving it a question with no context, I'm now having a conversation back with the artificial intelligence, and I'm saying, hey, good try, but the answer you gave me was too technical. Please answer that same question as if I were 10 years old. So I'm going to hit the green arrow that is send message, or I can simply hit return or enter, but I'm going to send the message, and let's see what ChatGPT comes back with. So you may have to scroll up, and now you can see my picture. I was asking the question, and you can see the icon. So ChatGPT is answering. And this makes a lot more sense to me. What is ChatGPT? Please explain this to me as if I were 10 years old. And this is the response. ChatGPT is like having a smart friend you can talk to using a computer or phone. And there is a ChatGPT application. Just make sure when you go to the App Store that you're downloading the openai.com, that company's version of ChatGPT. So it's like a smart friend. It's like a smart friend you can talk to. ChatGPT is a software program created by really smart people that helps you have conversations. That is a key element. You're truly having a conversation with a piece of software that can answer anything. And so you can ask questions in a conversational tone about all sorts of things. ChatGPT has been trained on a lot of information from the internet, so it knows a lot of stuff and can try, that's key, it may not always give you the right answer, but it can try to give you helpful answers to your questions. So what can you do with ChatGPT? You can ask ChatGPT anything that you want. It is just like talking to a friend. And ChatGPT will do its best to understand what you're asking and give you a response. ChatGPT can help with homework, answer questions about animals or history, or just chat with you. However, because it's a computer program, it might not always give you the right answer or understand everything perfectly. So if you're not ever sure about something important, it's always a good idea to double check with a real person or a trusted source. Now that you've seen this, we've said, what is ChatGPT and how does it work? Well, we've asked it, and then we've asked it again to give us an answer in a simpler term, and it did. Let's go a step deeper. The key element of the information of what you get back from ChatGPT depends on the type of information you put into it. The phrasing of your question will change the output of the response. So there are two pieces that I want you to see, and I'm going to write them here. There are two parts. The first one is called a prompt. A prompt is the input that you put into ChatGPT. Basically, the prompt is the text you type here. And so anything that you type into the text input box is going to generate a response. So I'm going to first ask it, what is a prompt? And let's see what it says. Please explain this to me like I was 10, like I am 10 years old. I find that to be very helpful. What is a prompt? Please explain this concept to me like I'm 10 years old. I'm going to hit go. And again, you may have to scroll up. Well, this is interesting. What is a prompt? Like I'm 10. Imagine you have this is hilarious. Imagine you have a magic talking book that gives you answers to questions. When you want to ask a question, you have to write it down in the book. The question you write is called a prompt. It's hilarious. The prompt is like a special message that you send to the book, telling it what you want it to know. It's a way of asking the book for help or information. For example, if you want to know what dinosaurs ate, you would write a prompt like, what did dinosaurs eat? Well, that's actually a pretty good explanation. So once you write the prompt, the book reads it, and it thinks really hard to come up with an answer. And then it writes down the answer for you to read. So the book uses all the knowledge it has to try to give you a good response. So a prompt is just like a special message or question you write down to ask for information or help from the magic talking book. Well, that is acting like a 10-year-old, but it is helpful. Imagine that you are trying to ask something like, I want to know what dinosaurs eat. So you would ask, what did dinosaurs eat? And by giving it that information, it will give you an answer back. So a prompt is simply a question, and we'll look at how to phrase questions in a moment. But once you give the system a question, like what is a prompt, the system will give you what is called a response. So the response is the answer to the question that you have prompted ChatGPT. So I'm going to ask the same thing. What is a response in ChatGPT? And I'm not going to give it any qualifiers. Let's just see what it says. In ChatGPT, a response is what you get back after you ask a question or provide some input. It's like when you talk to someone and they reply to what you said. When you type something into ChatGPT, it thinks about what you wrote and it generates a response for you. The response is the message you receive from ChatGPT, which can be a few words or a whole paragraph. It truly is like having a conversation with a computer program that tries to understand what you're saying and give you an answer or reply. The response from the software is based on the information it has learned from its previous training. It does try its best to provide helpful and relevant answers, but it's just like a friend in a conversation. However, we do need to remember that ChatGPT is an artificial intelligence. So sometimes it might not fully understand or give the correct response. It is always a good idea to double check. key element of prompting with a message, and the response is what you get back after you have asked a question. And now that you've seen what a prompt and a response is, let's start a new chat. Now remember, to start a new chat, we go to the top left-hand corner and click on New Chat. Because I'm showing what ChatGPT is, let's assume that you're a new user. How can you get started? Well, you can actually just ask it how it can help you. So I'm going to say, hi, how can you help me? And let's see. These are pretty simple questions. Hello, I'm here to help you with a wide range of things. I can answer questions. This is one of the things that ChatGPT does really well. If you have any specific inquiries or need information, you just ask it like you were talking to a person. ChatGPT is excellent at explaining concepts. If you need help understanding a concept, it will try to break it down into specific pieces and give you a clear, concise answer. The most notable thing about ChatGPT is its writing assistance. And you're going to see how I use this as we go through it. But if you need any kind of help in any kind of writing, whether it's an essay or creating blog posts or social media posts, or if you even just want to improve your writing skills by taking a document you've already written, you can put it into the message and have it offer suggestions. This is one of the things that people are very concerned about when it comes to education, because when you see the writing capability of what ChatGPT can do, education is going to have to figure new ways out. Because it is shocking how well ChatGPT can write. It also can translate anything. So if you put something in English and you want to translate it to Spanish, it can translate it instantly. It also is very good at thinking outside the box. So if you're looking for ideas or how to plan a party or new menus or anything like that, ChatGPT can give you that information. And then, of course, any kind of questions, much like what we used to ask Google, ChatGPT now has all of that information and has been trained on that. And you can ask it anything about science, history, geography, technology, and so much more. These are just a few of the things that you can help, that you can use it. Now, let's go down another step. When you put in a prompt or any kind of sentence, you can phrase it in whatever way you want. As an example, you can say, please give me a list of the US presidents. And so what it's going to do is it's just going to list. So however you ask it to give you the information back, however you prompt it, is the way that you will receive data. So I've asked it for a list, and here is a numbered list that comes back to me. If I ask it to write a paragraph about US presidents, please write a paragraph about US presidents, it's going to return that response in the format that I've asked it to. So now it's going to write a paragraph about US presidents. If I ask it for bulleted, let's see, I'm not sure, bullet points or trivia about the US presidents, it's going to give us bullet points. And one of the things that you want to know about that is that the prompt that you put into ChatGPT is incredibly important, because you want to give the artificial intelligence context of what you're looking for. Are you looking for a list of ideas? Ask it for a list. Are you looking for information in a written form? Ask it for a paragraph. Are you looking for bullet points? Ask it for bullet points. So any kind of context you can put around will help get a better response out of it. Now, I'm again going to go to a new conversation. One of the things that you want to know is that ChatGPT remembers the conversation and where it started. Because I asked it, please give me a list of US presidents, and it listed the presidents. When I said write a paragraph about the US presidents, I didn't even have to really say US presidents. In fact, there's a button here where you can go back into your prompt and edit the prompt. So I'm just going to say, write a paragraph about the history of the people above. Now, even though I'm not saying US presidents again, because it has a memory base of what you're asking, it's going to know that we're talking about presidents. I'm going to hit save and submit, and let's see what it does. And it answers the individuals represent diverse leaders from George Washington, so on, so on, so on. So just be aware that how you ask it gives you lists, paragraphs, papers, bullet points, and that it remembers what you're asking. I'm going to go and start a new chat to give you a little bit more information. And I'm going to ask, what is the tallest mountain in the world? And it is Mount Everest. This is a simple prompt with a concrete answer. That is really easy for people to do, but remember that this is a conversational model. So I'd actually like to have a little bit more information about Mount Everest. So now I'm kind of interested in learning. What can you tell me about Mount Everest? Now I've asked it a different question. What can you tell me about it? And it's going to be very detailed. It's going to just give me educational information, because typically it's going to answer it kind of at a high level first. Location, it's in the Himalayas. Elevation, it's 29,000 feet. I didn't know that. Naming, the mountain was named after Sir George Everest. Didn't know that either. A Welsh surveyor. So you can see all of the pieces that it talks about. Now, anytime I'm reading something, when I find something that I'm interested in, I will continue to have conversations. So I'm very interested in, let's find out about the first successful person that was able to climb Mount Everest. And so it happened on May 29th, 1953 by Sir Edmund Hillary of New Zealand and Tenzing Norgay, who was a Sherpa from Nepal. I'm going to actually just copy this information, and I'm now going to put this into the text box again. So I'm asking it to continue the conversation, just as if you were having dinner with someone and they said something that you thought was interesting, and you might say, oh, that's interesting. Please tell me more. And just like any conversation, when you click enter, look, it's very conversational. Certainly, the first successful ascent of Mount Everest was on May 29th, 1953. It marked a historic achievement in mountaineering. Here are some more of the details about the first ascent. It is crazy cool that it can go out, ChatGPT can go out and actually help you understand what it's saying. So now you've seen that you can put in a prompt and a response. And I love that. So what you're seeing happening, it's called a chat bot, because you're actually chatting with it. I'm asking a question. You can see my picture, and it answers with a response. ChatGPT, what is the tallest mountain? There's the answer. Can you tell me about Mount Everest? Here's detailed information about Mount Everest. One of these things caught my attention. Tell me more about Sir Edmund Hillary and the first ascent. So I said, oh, that's interesting. Please tell me more. And look, it gives me the information about here's more that you can learn. It is very intuitive, and the only interface is through this input text box. Now, I can continue on asking questions about Mount Everest, and any question that I ask, it's going to remember what we're talking about. I'm now going to ask it a bit of information. I'm going to say, please create a 1,000 word summary. I'm going to say historical summary of this expedition. And then I'm going to click save and submit. We received an error. I asked it to write a 1,000 word historical summary, and I've now received an error message. This is interesting. I apologize for the misunderstanding, but providing a 1,000 word historical summary of the first Everest expedition exceeds the scope of a single response. However, I can provide you with an overview of the expedition and its historical significance. If you have any specific questions that you'd like me to focus on, please let me know and I'll be happy to assist you. So this is a situation where I'm probably going to give a thumbs down, and I'm going to say, of course you can write a 1,000 word. You can write a summary. So I'm submitting feedback now, and let's see what we can find out. So I'm going to say, please continue. It's saying it can't write a single response, but it can provide an overview. So I'm going to say, please provide an overview. I'm not sure why it can't write 1,000 words on historical. So you can see it absolutely can. So the first ascent of Mount Everest, a heroic triumph of human endeavor. And so it's doing exactly what we ask it to do. It just didn't want to do it on the first try. So that is a very good example of hallucinating, where it says it can't quite accomplish the task that you're looking for. So that's a great introduction to ChatGPT on one level. So now, kind of done all of that, let's go to a new chat, and I'd like to show you another thing that you can do. So you can say, I would like to host a Super Bowl party. And I need your help. Please help me plan my party. And let's see how ChatGPT does with this prompt. Look how cheerful. Of course, I'll be happy to help you plan your Super Bowl party. Hosting a successful event involves several key aspects, so let's go through them step by step. You're going to have to set a date, create invitations, decide where you're going to have it, how you're going to decorate it, seating and viewing, foods and drinks, snacks and desserts, entertainment and games, music and playlist. Wow, a lot of different things. Look, it even put cleanup and post-party. So ChatGPT is great at project management, but let's give it a test. Okay, so now I'd like to ask ChatGPT. It said, here's how you do it. I would say, I am hosting 8 adults and 4 kids. Please create an appropriate Super Bowl party menu. And let's see what it says. So let me just let it finish. So it is saying, hey, if you're going to have 12 people, here's a suggested Super Bowl party menu for kids and adults: chicken wings, spicy and mild options, mini sliders, loaded nachos with cheese, guacamole, salsa, and sour cream. Ooh, yum. Spinach and artichoke heart dip, mozzarella sticks, veggie platter, mini pigs in a blanket. I'm loving that. And here's a vegetarian alternative. I mean, it's crazy. Maybe you could do a build your own taco or burrito bar. Ooh, I kind of like this. Okay, so I'm going to ask it and say, hey, out of all these, I really like this idea. And I'm going to just pop that in. Please create a grocery list for this taco bar with a variety of fillings. And it will actually create the entire grocery list that you'll need for any specific type of piece that you're going to do. Now, remember that it remembers what we're talking about. So I'm going to say, great, or thanks for the grocery list. Please write an invitation to my party. I want you to create a theme and make the invitation rhyme. R-H-Y, how you spell rhyme? Rhyme. So you can do kind of crazy things. Let's see what it comes up with. Thanks for the grocery list. Please write an invitation to my party. I want you to create, let's say, a fun theme. A fun theme. I'm going to just go with this from the 1970s. Let's see what that comes up with, and make the invitation rhyme. Okay, so when I said you could, I said you could ask it anything, dust off your bell bottoms and put on your smile. Join us for a Super Bowl party that's truly worthwhile. We're turning back time to the groovy 70s for a night of football, friends, and good vibes aplenty. Well, okay. Date, time, location. Ready to groove? It's going to be a blast. Come over and have a nostalgic blast. Okay, it's Super Bowl time. The game's going to rock. Let's gather together and party around the clock. Okay, well, that's pretty good, actually. I'm not sure how many times I would say groovy, but you can see that it actually takes anything that you ask it. Thanks for the grocery list. Please write an invitation. And it is so creative. I want you to create a fun theme from the 1970s and make the invitation rhyme. So you're getting the idea that you can ask it any specific questions and it's going to answer it. Now, I want to move on from Mount Everest and from planning a Super Bowl into how can you use some of these simple prompts in your personal life and in your work life. So I'm going to ask it, please tell me how you can improve my time management skills and daily productivity. What are a few, let me just say 5. What are 5 specific tasks you can help me with? Let's just leave it open-ended. Let's see what it comes up with. Okay, and we never know what we're going to get when we put this in. Please tell me how you can improve my time management skills and daily productivity. What are 5 specific things you can help me with? Again, this is my prompt. You can see my picture, and this is ChatGPT's response. Improving time management skills and daily productivity or improving time management skills and daily productivity is crucial for effectively managing your task and achieving your goals. Here are 5 things that ChatGPT can help you accomplish. First thing it can do is help you prioritize your tasks, which is interesting. We're going to be showing that in the next module. It can help you create schedules. I'm actually going to show you a use case of how it can help create a schedule and marketing for a specific industry. ChatGPT can also help you set SMART goals. SMART goals are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. ChatGPT can break down your larger goals into smaller goals. ChatGPT can help you time block, which means it can tell you when is the best time of day to do something. And it can even help you overcome procrastination by identifying reasons that you procrastinate, giving you techniques to work around, and encouraging you to take short breaks. Interesting, you know, I've asked it, please tell me some specific things about how you can help my work-life balance. I'm now going to also ask it, how can you, or I'll say this was helpful, because you're actually training ChatGPT on your own personality. This was helpful information. Please tell me how you can help me at home. Let's see what it says. What can it do at our house? Interesting. It can help you organize your house. Effective organizational systems. Wow. It can help you, I guess, clean out your closet. Practical tips to create a more organized living environment. Certainly, we've already seen that ChatGPT can do a pretty good job with meal planning and cooking. I guess it can't cook yet, but it can tell us cooking tips, techniques, and recipes. That's hilarious. It can help you with home maintenance and repairs. When you have some small thing, it can help you fix it. Time-saving tips, hacks, and automation techniques. For example, efficient cleaning method or tools. And it can even be a personal well-being and self-care. So I guess it can help you with establishing routines, managing stress, and corporate. Wow. So all of these things it's able to do. So now we've given you a little bit of information about, here's some things that we've looked at. In fact, let me just go back to our learning objectives for this. The learning objectives up to this point, we've created your free ChatGPT account. You definitely understand the basic navigation because there are only 3 things. There's a text input box, there's a new chat button, a chat history, and I guess there's a 4th thing where you can log into your profile, but you've got the basic navigation. We've started understanding ChatGPT, some of the key features where you can prompt it with a question, and the capabilities of ChatGPT answers with responses. You can ask it in certain formats to create lists or bullet points or paragraphs. You can ask it for trivia. You can shape your questions by asking it to answer in a simpler terminology. So I might ask, can you, that concept is too difficult for me to understand. Can you explain it to me as though I were 10 years old? So these are some of the first things that we have been talking about. But now as we come into this last half of the class, I want to give you some very specific use cases of how ChatGPT can be instrumental in making your life more productive. So let's hop into the next module. All right, so we're back and we're looking at 21 mind-blowing things that ChatGPT can do. Now remember, I'm using ChatGPT 3.5. I also am a paying customer, which you can upgrade should you want to ChatGPT 0.4. And I'm just going to ask it. All right, so I'm going to prompt it now with a list of things that I want to know if it can help me with. So I created this in a notepad, and I want to say, are these some things that you can help me with? Can you help me with social media content? Can you help a client answer a question, customer support? Can you help me learn a language or write a product description for my company? Can you write my emails? If I'm applying for a job, can you write a cover letter and a resume? Can you help me with recipes? You're seeing some of the things that ChatGPT can actually do that I think are a little more useful. Now, I don't know about joke generating, but all of these things ChatGPT can do really well. And so I'm going to ask it, again, I'm copying some of these prompts. I've asked it, I've created a list, and now I'm going to ask it a question. So my prompt is, can you help me with any of these tasks? I'm going to hit go and let's see what it says. So these are the things that I'm asking it. Can you help me with any of these things? And it says, certainly, I can assist you with many of these tasks. Please let me know which specific task you would help with, and we can proceed from there. So I'm going to ask it specifically about before I decide on a specific task, can you give me a few helpful ideas for how you might be able to streamline my work in accomplishing each of these tasks? And let's see what it says there. Okay, and you can see that it's generating ideas very, very quickly. In fact, so quickly that I can't read it, but I'm going to go back up to the top. When it comes to content creation, I can provide topic suggestions, outline structures, even generate initial drafts for your blog posts, articles, or other written content. And one of the things I use a lot is a styling question. This is kind of hard for me to read. So I will ask ChatGPT to style it in a different way that's a little easier for me to read. So I'm going to say, this is good information. Please create a table. And it's going to regenerate the very same information in the form of a table. And that is very helpful to me because it's much easier for me to read. So let's just take a look. How can you help me? Well, content creation, we've looked at, provide topics, outlines, structures, and general drafts. Customer support, you could actually have ChatGPT answer with common inquiries, troubleshooting, and product information. Let's say that I have a new product. It can write the description. How about resumes? It can provide guidance and suggest relevant skills and experiences. You've already seen that it can do recipes. It does a really good job of market research, ideas, all of these things that you can see. Well, to make this section, so here's 21 things that it can do, and I'll put this in the student workbook as well. I want to dig in a little deeper. Anything that you ask ChatGPT, it's going to answer. All I did was say, please create a table. So now we have a table of, here's the task I want you to do. Here's how ChatGPT can help you do it. But now I'm going to say, please add a column to the right and give me an example of a prompt. So now I'm saying, okay, great. You've given me ideas of what it can do. You've told me that it can help me. Now let me find out what could I ask. And I've asked it to create a third column over here. So let's see how it does. Okay, it's beginning to write things out. So if I wanted it to help with content creation, let me just let that. It is remarkable. Even even every time I see it generate something like this, it just is mind boggling to me. Let me let that finish writing. Wow. And there are times that it may run out of, it may not have enough, what do you call it, memory in that one response, and it will say continue generating. There'll be a button and you can say continue. This is amazing. So I've said, please add a column to the right and give me an example of a prompt. So if I want it to help me with content creation, what can it do? It can help me with topic suggestions, outline structures for social media and blog posts, and generate drafts. Well, how would I get it to do that? So I would say, can you provide me with some topic ideas for a blog about technology trends? Well, in this case, I actually want to use a different prompt, but I'm gonna just copy all of this so it knows, basically, so that ChatGPT knows I am prompting ChatGPT to tell it I want to focus not on all of these things, but I want you to focus on content creation. And so I'm adding that in, and I'm going to change this because it now knows. And I'm going to say, can you provide me with some topic ideas for a blog about real estate? Now, let's see what it comes out. Certainly, here are some topic ideas for a blog about real estate. Now, I've given it very little information. And so it is giving me back very basic, kind of sterile ideas for blogs. So now I'm going to put some, I guess that you would say, around your prompt, you want to put context, and you want to tell it how you want the output or the response to be delivered back to you. So let me give a little more context. I'm going to come in and I'm now going to edit this prompt so you can see benefits of owning, navigating first time, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to come in now and I'm going to edit the prompt. And I'm going to give it way more context. I'm going to say, assume I am a real estate agent, or let's say professional, with 10 years, say 5, with 5 years of experience. I am located in Florida. I specialize in helping first-time homebuyers buy their first home. I am friendly, professional, hardworking, and I get results. I am, let's try again. Please generate 5 blog topics for people buying their first homes. Now I'm challenging it. I want to know if it's going to remember that I've just said I'm a real estate professional, that I'm in Florida, and that I specialize in helping people buy. In fact, I'm going to get rid of this. Let's see how well it does. Please generate 5 blog topics. So I'm going to see if it can remember. So I've edited the prompt. I've given more context. I'm now going to hit save and submit, and let's see. Here are 5 blog topic ideas for a real estate professional specializing in helping first-time home buyers. The ultimate guide for first-time homebuyers in Florida. Everything you need to know. That's pretty good. Top 5 affordable neighborhoods in Florida. Avoiding common mistakes. The benefits of working with an experienced real estate professional for a first-time homebuyer. Well, let's see which one I think is best. Okay, so none of these blog topic ideas really catch my attention. So I'm going to come in again because I want it to learn. I'm going to give this a thumbs down. And I'm going to say these blog topic ideas were only, I'm just going to say were mediocre. And I'm just going to submit feedback. So I'm going to ask it to try again. So I'm going to say, please try again. I'm not going to give it any additional information. Okay, let's see what it says now. Apologies. Here are 5 revised blog topics for a real estate agent professional. Let's see how these are. 10 essential tips for first-time homebuyers, your path to homeownership. Exploring Florida's hidden gems. The Florida dream. Finding the perfect home. Making your first home purchase in Florida. Steps, considerations, and expert advice. From renting to owning. Okay, so I'm looking at these things and I really like this first one, 10 essential tips for first-time homebuyers. It really grabs me that it's talking about first-time homebuyers. I like that idea. So I'm going to ask it, I'm going to say, hey, I like this idea for a blog post. And then I'm going to give it additional information. I would like you to write this blog post. I want the tone to be friendly and happy. Please add a call to action to the end of the blog post. And so now let's see how it does. I'm going to hit go. It is literally going to write the entire blog post for me. 10 essential tips for first-time homebuyers in Florida, your path to home ownership. Congratulations on taking the exciting step towards home ownership in the beautiful state of Florida. As a first time, it's natural to have questions, and it gives me really clear and helpful information. Start with a clear budget, research Florida's neighborhoods, work with a knowledgeable real estate agent. So all of these pieces are really helpful. Now, that's interesting. I asked it to add a call to action. If I were going to post a blog post, I would not say call to action. So you want to make sure that that you read these posts. You may just use them as a starting point, but you also want to make sure that all of the information that's in these posts that you're creating are well written. Now, I'm not crazy about this end part. So I'm going to say, I like all of the information, but please rewrite this section. I'm going to tell it what section I want it to write, and let's see what it comes up with. It would be helpful if I could tell it, I like this a little bit better. Are you excited to embark on your path of home ownership? I probably would scratch that, and I would just say, our team of friendly and experienced real estate professionals, our team is here to help guide you every step of the way, whether you have questions, need personal advice. So I like this a lot more. I probably would scratch this sentence, but I think this is way more helpful. So I want you to see what we've done in this chat. Remember that ChatGPT remembers what's above it inside the chat you're working in. I started with what are 21 mind-blowing things ChatGPT can do. And it gave me these kind of things that I don't think a lot of people, anyway, I wanted it to be more interesting. So I prompted it with better information, and I basically created a list of things that I wanted ChatGPT to be able to help me with. So I was inputting the ideas, and I said simply, can you help me? ChatGPT came back with a response. Of course I can help you. Please let me know which specific task you'd like help with. And if you had wanted to, you could just dive in there. But I had another question. Before I decide on a task, can you share with me a few helpful ideas for how you might be able to streamline my work with these tasks? It then gave me individual answers, but I found that hard to read. So the next step that I took is I asked ChatGPT to deliver the information in a different format. I asked it to create a table, and look how much easier this information is to read. I felt like that was really helpful. It gave me the task and how it can help, but then I wanted a little bit more help. And I said, okay, great. But now if I wanted you to help me with this, how would I prompt you? What should I put into the prompt field as text? And so I decided that I wanted to show how can I create content like a blog post? And it gave me, can you provide me with some topic ideas for a blog post? And I changed this out to say for a real estate agent, for a realtor. So I came on down and I said in the prompt, the second one, assume I'm a real estate professional with 5 years of experience. I'm located in Florida. I specialize in helping first-time home buyers buy their first home. I'm friendly, professional, hardworking, and I get results. Please generate 5 blog topics. And it did. It gave me 5 topics. I didn't really like these, so I said, please try again. It's hilarious that it apologizes. Here are 5 new ones, and I actually found one that I liked. If you didn't find one, just keep asking. Hey, those are close, but try again. Or you might give it more context that you're wanting to sell condos to people that are moving in. You can give it whatever kind of context you want. So it gave me an idea I liked. I said, hey, I like this idea for a blog post. I'd like you to write it. I want the tone to be friendly and happy. And please add a call to action to the end of the blog post. It actually wrote the entire blog post for me. It gave me 10 essential tips. It gave me a conclusion, and it actually said call to action, which I thought that was weird. And I didn't like the call to action. So again, I'm just having a conversation. In this sense, it's like a marketing assistant that I'm being able to use just at the touch of a button. I said, I like the information, but please rewrite this section. And it it put this in a whole new context. I'm not crazy about this, but I do like what it said here. Now I'm going to take it one step further. I'm going to say, please write 5 social media posts that highlight and drive traffic to this blog post. So now what I'm asking it, it's written the blog post. I'm now saying to ChatGPT, remember everything that we've said above. And I want you to now write 5 social media posts. Because I'm a friendly, professional, hardworking real estate agent, and I want you to drive traffic to this blog post. And in this case, I'll give it a little more compelling text. Please make these posts fun and energetic. And there's no telling what it's going to do, but it's going to take your prompt and it's going to craft the message based on what you've said. So I've said, make it fun and energetic. Ready to make Florida your home? Check out our latest blog post with 10 essential tips for first-time home buyers in the Sunshine State. Let us guide you on your path to home ownership and turn your dream into a reality. Don't miss out on this must-read article. So you can see that these are really well-written posts, and ChatGPT has now been able to take these 21 mind-blowing ideas, and I've taken just one of these ideas, just the content creation of how can you use ChatGPT to increase your productivity, to take information and knowledge and to create actual output. And I think maybe we're just starting to scratch the surface of what ChatGPT can do. And so with